The Indiana Fever just did the unthinkable, and they did it without Caitlin Clark on the floor. In a matchup that had all eyes on the absence of their star rookie, the Fever came out swinging, and two names stepped up in the biggest way: Lexie Hull and Kelsey Mitchell. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement, a message to the rest of the league that this team isn't just about Caitlin Clark, and unfortunately for Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, they were the ones who had to learn that the hard way. Now, let's set the stage. Coming into this game, the media was buzzing about Caitlin Clark, or more accurately, her absence. With Clark sidelined due to a minor injury or possibly even rest, the big question was simple: could the Fever even compete? Without her? Many doubted it. After all, Caitlin has been the engine of Indiana's offense, bringing scoring, floor spacing, and national attention. Take her out of the lineup and most people thought this game would be a walk in the park for Chicago. But the Fever had other plans. Kelsey Mitchell came out of the gates absolutely locked in. This wasn't just another game for her. This was a chance to remind everyone exactly who she is. One of the most lethal scorers in the WNBA, Mitchell took on the challenge of leading the offense with confidence and poise. Whether it was curling, off screens, attacking the paint, or stepping into rhythm threes, she had it all working. Her body control in the lane? Ridiculous. Her mid-range pull-up? Pure money. And then there was Lexie Hull. If you've been sleeping on her, now's the time to wake up. Lexie came into this game like a spark plug, diving for loose balls, crashing the glass, locking up defensively, and knocking down timely shots. Her energy was contagious. She was everywhere. She played with a chip on her shoulder like she was tired of the outside world acting like this team only has one name worth knowing. Tonight, she made sure they remembered hers. Now let's talk about Chicago. The Sky came in with Angel Reese headlining the roster, and given the narrative, heading in, Indiana without Caitlin, many expected Angel to feast. But the reality was far different. Angel had her moments, sure. She grabbed rebounds, showed flashes in the post, and ran the floor like she always does. But Indiana's defense was locked in. Every time Reese touched the ball, she was swarmed. The Fever were physical with her, bodying her up, taking away her angles, and making her work for everything. And Sky fans, they were expecting a lot more. While Reese showed her trademark hustle and effort, the Indiana front court refused to back down. Nalissa Smith and Aaliyah Boston made life tough inside, contesting every look, boxing out with purpose, and never letting Angel get comfortable. It's clear that this Fever team took the matchup personally. No Clark, no problem. And let's not forget the rest of Chicago's roster. The Sky have talent, no doubt. Marina Mabrey can light it up, Chennedy Carter brings energy off the bench, and Dana Evans can absolutely hoop. But Indiana had the edge tonight in one key area: execution. Every time the Sky tried to make a run, Indiana responded. A big three, a tough layup, a defensive stop. The Fever just kept punching back. And the crowd? Feeding off every moment. One sequence said it all. Late in the third quarter, Chicago cut the lead down to 6. The momentum was swinging. The Sky were pressing up, hoping to rattle the Fever without their floor general. But Lexie Hull wasn't having it. She calmly stepped into a 3 from the corner. Bang. Crowd erupts. On the next possession, she picks off a pass, sprints the other way, draws contact, and finishes through the foul. Just like that, the lead was back to double digits, and the Fever bench exploded. That kind of hustle, that kind of confidence, that's how you silence the doubters. And while Mitchell and Hull were the headliners, let's give credit to the entire Fever squad. Erica Wheeler ran the point with veteran savvy, keeping the offense flowing and staying composed. Boston was a rock in the paint, making her presence felt on both ends. And the bench came in and delivered solid minutes. No drop-off, just toughness and cohesion. This was a complete team effort. And make no mistake, this win means a lot. Not just for the standings, not just for playoff hopes, but for the mentality of this locker room. For weeks, the storyline has been about Caitlin Clark and nothing else. And sure, Caitlin's a generational talent. She deserves the spotlight. But what this game proved is that Indiana isn't just a one-woman show. There's depth here. There's pride. And there are players who are ready to compete every single night. Meanwhile, for the Sky and Angel Reese, this loss is going to sting. Because this was a winnable game on paper. This was supposed to be the chance for Reese to dominate a shorthanded opponent. But what it turned into was a lesson in grit and urgency, and one that Chicago just didn't seem ready for. Angel had a decent stat line by the end. Rebounds, some putbacks, maybe even a block. But she didn't control the game. She didn't dictate the terms. And for someone who wants to be the face of the franchise, that's the next step. The great ones don't just play hard. They impose their will. Tonight, the Fever made sure that didn't happen. Let's go back to Kelsey Mitchell for a second. This wasn't her first big game, not by a long shot. But this one felt personal. You could see it in the way she celebrated, in the way she talked to her teammates, in the fire in her eyes. There's a leadership emerging here. It's not always about who gets the most headlines. It's about who delivers when the pressure's on. And with Clark out, Kelsey stepped right into that leadership void and owned it. Lexie Hull, too. She doesn't always get the love from mainstream media, but tonight she played like a star. The box score might not fully reflect it, but if you watch the game, she changed the momentum, she made the hustle plays, and she brought the kind of edge that sets the tone. Indiana's coaching staff deserves flowers as well. The game plan was clear. Don't let Angel Reese get easy looks, crash the boards hard, and push the tempo. The execution? Nearly flawless. And the rotation? Tight, disciplined, and effective. Everyone knew their role, and everyone bought in. It's easy to overlook wins like these because of who wasn't playing. But that's a mistake. Because when a team rises without their star, that tells you everything you need to know about their foundation. The Fever didn't just survive without Caitlin Clark. They thrived. And that's the kind of performance that builds belief. You can bet Caitlin was watching this one, cheering from the sidelines or at home. And when she returns to the lineup, she's not just coming back to carry the team, she's coming back to a team that knows they can win, with or without her. That's scary for the rest of the league. And for fans, this was a breath of fresh air. It's great to have superstars. It's even better when the whole team shows up. That's how championship cultures are born. One gritty, hard-fought win at a time. So while Angel Reese and the Sky will go back to the drawing board, and they should, the Indiana Fever are riding high. No Caitlin Clark, no problem. Kelsey Mitchell lit it up. Lexie Hull brought the fire. And the Fever walked off the court with their heads held high, proving that this team is deeper, tougher, and more dangerous than anyone expected. And that's the real story tonight. Not just who played, not just who scored, but who showed up when it mattered. This isn't just Caitlin Clark's team. This is the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever.